Hi there, welcome back to the Flask Mastery Series. In this session, we are going to be designing our company model. So let's get started. Now for the company model, we are going to go ahead and create a new class company. And it will also inherit from the db.model class. So that means that we have to go ahead and also import the db object. So from app, our package dot the extensions, we import the db object such that we are able to inherit from our model class. So we are going to go ahead and customize the table name for this model. So table, then we assign it to companies, and we shall now start creating the different columns that are going to be stored for our table for the companies. So the first column will be the ID, so db.column, then we pass in the data type db.integer, since the ID is going to be of type int, db.integer. Then you know that our ID is going to act as the primary key in a way that it's going to uniquely identify every company. So primary key will be true. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to refer to our user model. So I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. Then I update the indentation such that now we know that a company is going to have a name. So name is equals to db.column. Then the name, of course, is always of type string, but we can update the name to maybe maximum 100 characters. And we want to work with the name in a way that it also has a unique constraint, meaning that each company should have a unique name. So unique will be true. And then we shall also work with the company origin. For example, when a new company is created, it has a name, and then the origin can be the country to which the company belongs to. So I'll update this to origin, db.string for the data type, so we can update the origin to also 100 maximum characters. And we know that the origin must be required, so nullable will be false. So the company will also need a description, so update this to description. And for the description, we can work with the type text, and it will also be required, so nullable will be false. So we know that when it comes to a user and a company, a user, for example, an author, can create more than one company, and each company that will be created by the author will belong to that particular author. So that means that we are having a one-to-many kind of relationship. So there we work with one-to-many relationship types. We work with the foreign keys. So we bring in the user ID, which is going to be the parent table we are trying to refer to. So user ID column, then we work with the db.column such that we create this column too. And then the data type, of course, this is going to be an integer. And then the fact that the user ID is going to be a foreign key, we use db.foreignkey. And now we are going to pass in our parent table. So we know that if we are having the user ID as a foreign key, that means that it refers to the users dot the ID. So users dot ID, this is because of the fact that we went ahead and customized our user table by passing in this name users. So cases whereby you actually did not customize the user model, that means that if you're to pass in the foreign key value, it can be user.id. So with the fact that we customized our user model, this is going to be users.id. In other words, we are referring to the table and then the ID for which the relationship occurs. So we shall also go ahead and add the timestamps, and I'll just copy them from here. Created at, updated at. So of course we need to import the datetime package. So from datetime, we import datetime. So we can also go ahead and add a constructor for the company class. So we shall copy this and paste it here, such that all new objects created on the company class will still take on the name, the origin, the description, and then the user ID. So I'll update this very fast. So we are going to have so I'm actually not passing in the ID because the IDs are automatically incremented. You take note of that. So update this to name, and then we are also going to pass in the origin, then the description, and same applies to the user ID. So it's not always a must that you have to go ahead and create the constructor for the company or to create a constructor for a model. So it depends on the way you are designing. So for this case, I'll also update these such that for all new objects, all these attributes are also required or created. So update this to origin, and then this will be updated to description. Then lastly, I'll also update the user ID column to this. So you can see that we're having an issue with the indentation, so I'll just push this here. So we know that for every new company that is created from our class, it's going to become an instance, meaning that it's going to be an object. So we can also go ahead and add a string representation for the companies that will be created. So we know that we work with the rep function, and I'm going to update this such that we return a string representation of our class. So I'll work with the f-string formatter such that we return the company name. So we shall pass in self, so the new object, then we pass in the name, and then the origin. Of course, refer to the object, then the origin. Self.origin. So since we are having our foreign key, we can also go ahead and define the relationship between the user and the company. So we know that it's already a one-to-many, where an author can have more than one company, and each company belongs to a particular author or a particular user. So we can just say user, then we assign this to db.relationship, and then the type we are using is going to be the user. Can uncomment this as of now, and we can also work with the backref such that the user can also access the different companies that they have created. I hope you found this session insightful. Thanks for watching, and see you again in the next session, where we shall be working on the database modeling for the book model.